Hi, it's me again, Tracy with Traces of Inspiration. I wanted to share a current situation that happened to me not too long ago. So there's this guy that I've known since middle school. We connected on many levels. He and I like we would talk, converse, like we were really good friends. He knows the hood side of me, the Tracy that would defend herself if necessary, the Tracy who cursed, who was ratchet, who had the different hair colors, who was just free, like just there was no really boundaries. I was just being, and he loved me for me. Um, so I went back to memory lane and stuff like that because we had this whole like group chain connection thing going on where people were like, invite somebody from middle school who we haven't spoken to in a while to add them to invite him to the group. So I immediately thought about him and I added him to the group, and then through adding him through the group, he added me as a friend. So we were kind of like conversing back and forth, and I got all giggly and giddy and excited because I'm like, yes, but I couldn't get past just his looks. Like, he's fine. When I say fine, I mean he's fine. But he's fine. So I was just like, yes, like getting really excited deep down inside, like this could be hubby, like yes. But I had this uneasy feeling inside of me, and I honestly heard God saying, like, Trace, he ain't it. And when I heard that, I was like, dang, God, like, bruh, he fine. Like, like, we could catch up from old times, this and that. But God was like, no, Trace, he's not it. I was like a little down, but I had to realize God does not withhold any good thing from me. And praise be to God that he is like, Trace, this ain't it. That I could hear from him, like God audibly telling me, like, daughter, this is not it. Flesh is like, God, like, what? Like, we just reconnected. But God was like, no. So I've been praying because I was just kind of like, okay, Daddy, you said no, but it's like, why? And I was reminded of who he represents. I don't know. Some people I've shared this with, and some people I haven't. But I was molested when I was younger, and it was by a neighbor, and I didn't really share that situation with individuals until like my college days, when I like really started taking God seriously and when I was really seeking healing. But that individual, he was like a kid himself, and very handsome guy, and I that situation lay dormant for a long time. It wasn't until college where the flashback and those memories of that situation occurred that reminded me that I was molested. And when those flashbacks started to occur, I was like traumatized, like, oh my God, like this happened to me. And luckily, I've had safe space to process it and counsel and all that stuff to help. But this guy that I'm talking about that I just reconnected with, he, when I like really reflected, he fits the pattern or the cycle of guys that I've been attracted to throughout the years. I love handsome dudes, like handsome red dudes, but the guy who violated me is this handsome, cute red dude too. And the pattern that's gone on in my life is that, you know, I fall for these handsome, cute dudes. It's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, we cute together. But, and you know, they're great in the beginning, but then there's this becoming emotionally unavailable, and then me trying to cause them to fill a void that I experienced from childhood trauma. So God revealed to me that, Trace, you are attracting your trauma. He is your trauma. He is representing the guy who violated you, and you're not realizing it. You know, although I was violated by that guy, you know, given that I had, you know, my father issues and my father left me, I connected the fact that, okay, this guy is giving me attention. I felt neglected by my father. I felt abandoned by my father, but in turn, although this guy violated me, he gave me attention, unhealthy attention, but it was nonetheless attention. So I've been attracting these dudes who are, like, I feel like my dad was not emotionally available, so here and there they'll give me little breadcrumbs here and there, and I'm like, okay, I'm embracing that. Like, okay, at least he's showing some type of he care about me, and you know, he's handsome, so I'm gonna have a cute person by my side, but not realizing that, no, Trace, that's your trauma. So I'm grateful for this aha moment, and I'm grateful that God is revealing things to me, and I'm willing to hear God, willing to hear what he has to tell me about myself, so that I can get that full healing and operate in my best potential and be in that proper, right, God-ordained relationship, and not keep repeating this cycle of unhealthy relationships. Like, there's more to life than being with someone, or more to a relationship than being with someone because they just look good, and having to settle. Like, I know I'm a great catch, I know I'm enough, I know I'm good, but I need to make sure that my actions continue to align with that, because if I'm not careful, I will continue to attract my trauma and not realizing that I'm in that cycle of feeding that old trauma. So I'm grateful that God is allowing me to become aware of this and heal that area, so I no longer walk in that cycle, that bad pattern, and those unhealthy relationships. I'm like, God, I'm pretty sure you're gonna end up giving me a person who is not my type, because my type has been my trauma. So I've been telling myself lately, like, Trace, be open, remove all of your expectations. Not saying not have standards. Standards and expectations are two different things. But yeah, still have standards, but be open to the fact that my man, say right now, my man will come in a form that I never anticipated, because he's what I need, and not what I want. I've been so focused on what I want and not being mindful on what I need. And my Abba, my daddy, knows what I need, and I just have to be patient and go with the flow and stop trying to be in control and stop trying to manipulate, because women, we can manipulate situations, but God just is not requiring that of me. He just needs my obedience. He needs me to follow his lead, and he knows, like, he created this person for me. So why not go to the creator who already knows what is supposed to be in my life? He predestined it. Why not go to him? He has the answers. So I be needing these reminders, but sorry to so and so. Gotta drop you. I choose God. I choose obedience because I don't want to hurt later on, knowing that I should have been not pursued this thing, but I didn't listen. So I'm grateful that I'm in this space of just obedience, and I love God so much to listen and know that God loves me so much that he will not withhold any good thing from me, and all he requires is my obedience and like trusting him. Like God has been healing me so much. Like any guy that I've ever encountered in my life who I love dearly, I've learned something from those relationships. I've learned something from meeting them, and I'm grateful because I needed to learn those things to become a better person and like know what was inside of me that otherwise wouldn't have been brought out had I not encountered those people. So you gotta block them and delete them, and that's okay. God has something better, and I don't want to be with my trauma because it will never fulfill me. It ain't it. So I accept. Hopefully your woman was inspired by this, or even a guy. I love being transparent because it's therapeutic for me, but then also I just feel like there's people who need to hear these things, and we sometimes don't talk about these things, but it's necessary. So hopefully you're inspired and you're able to take something that will help you to make productive and effective decisions in your life. Once again, this is Tracy with Traces of Inspirations.